Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing? By the way, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and clicking the like button because there's be no way you want to dislike one of my videos. Just kidding. Going well. How you doing, Wavy? Hey, Chris. Wavy also says Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Well, we had a nice down up day. What is a down up day? Ken, best time of the day. I agree with you. I agree with you. Wavy says Discord growing so quick. Well, yes, it is good. If you want to join the Discord server, link in the description below. And it is growing quick. If anybody has joined and for some reason a link didn't work or they have not heard from me, reach out again to me with support of Path Trading Partners, and I will address any issues. So down update, gap up, down close, but still up close from yesterday. So I guess it was really a up, down, up day. It's just that kind of day. Interesting days. Some decent selling pressure. This was a pretty much sit on a hands day for me. Uh, we had an inside day from yesterday. Inside day for anybody new. Inside day higher, low, lower, high than the day before. So what that means if we break below, what first thing that means is if we break to key levels, especially below today's low, and I'll be going what my key levels are. I will be first targeting yesterday's lows, and just in a real quick, bigger picture overview. Let me switch this camera. Let me get on the Tesla logo. My key line in the sand right now for longer term is right 1050. That's where the bottom of the daily rotation zone is, and this close right here 1054. So it's really 1050 to 1054 is a big line in the sand for me. On a shorter term basis, here's the bearish case if anybody wants it. So we've been holding the 1 hour rotation zone since the cross, held it today and got a nice strong rotation up. There is a lot of selling pressure up here at 11,000. Noted that on the Discord channel. I'll review some things that I saw earlier. If we do get a 1 hour close below the a 1 hour close below the 1 hour rotation zone, then that is shifting more to neutral mode. My major line in the sand for tomorrow, based not off a rotation zone though, is this 1072.26 to about 1073.14. So if we dip below the rotation zone, I'm going to be watching there for support. If we break below that, not terribly good for it because of why? We also are getting the first cross the 4 hour rotation zone right there. So this is a very key line in the sand. But if we do break below it, my next levels down are 1066 and then this 10. Then I'll be just probably going straight to 1054. Minor is 1060.46, but I'll be watching for some downside momentum if that breaks. However, positive news, 4 hour rotation zone looks like it will cross unless we get tons of selling right off the bat tomorrow, and we have the 1 hour rotation zone holding it with this we had a nice momentum move up this afternoon. Let's take a look a little closer at today. So we had this gap up, immediately filled. 5-minute bar, just they're selling pressure right off there. So every time we really popped above this 109 level in the first little bit, selling. You can see here's the volume. So you can see some pretty decent volume coming in right off the bat. And then the selling pressure, we came back up and couldn't get above these candle bodies, 1107, and started a decline. Wasn't too bad, not a lot of volume coming in here, but then dropping back once we got right around this 11,000, I keep saying 11,000, 1100 level. Then you see the volume just kicking in, and we got some pretty strong momentum bars. I did a harmonic from the opening bar high just to this low at 9:10 Central Time. Just that opening range harmonic that gave 1079.45. Put that in Discord. We got a little bounce back to the rotation zone. and then moving back down. The next key area I was watching was this 1072 to 1073. Did not quite get there. We did get to this little reverse harmonic you see here. Why I put that on is I was seeing if this qualified for a double bottom, and it did not. We holding at that little minor reverse harmonic with a little divergence. But again, this was sit on hands day. We were in this big choppy congestion. Now, what caught my eye was this. Once we had this minor resistance, so we had this support area right around this 1090. Let me just draw a line there briefly. If I can draw a line right around this 1090. So you see here support, minor support, then slicing through, resistance on a closing basis, resistance on a closing basis, which means you can spike through, but it couldn't get a move above it, and rotate it down. Tested here again, and then this is the kind of thing I was asked on Discord today. Also, what do I use to confirm levels? So this we came back down, went above it, moved above it, the next bar retested, and then took off from it. So that confirmed that was a really nice level break for me that held. And so that's now turned into key support. I also put that on the Discord server. Then I was just watching. I said I'm watching for a return to 1100. We had some volume kicking in, but then as we were getting up there, I posted lots of selling pressure up here right around 1100. And we then came back down, coming up again and selling into the close. There is a lot of selling pressure there. I'm just going to keep saying that that's the key level line in the sand for me tomorrow. Still, I'm not moving my bullish case from tomorrow, so we start getting above 1100. I'm watching to see if that holds with some. I'd like to get some momentum bars. Like these were nice momentum bars with volume kicking in. These were downside momentum bars, especially once you started getting the volume kicking in. These were some upside momentum bars that took the end of the day. This was nothing. This was just very slow price action, but you start getting the bars, not a lot of overlap with volume kicking in. Great sign for momentum kicking in. So I'm going to be watching there. Then my next level I'm watching is about this 108, 109 area, to see if that can hold. That was some selling pressure today. Then above there, I'll target the 1120 and the 1129. Let's take a look at the options. Why are we looking at the options? Because we had 11,000. Oh, geez, that number is stuck in my head. 100,000. 100,000 go off at the 1100s. Huge number there. We have the option expiration tomorrow. 17, close to 18,000 open interest right now. We had 56,000 go off at the 1150s. We need a monster day tomorrow to hit 1150. Could it happen? If we don't have that selling pressure coming in, yeah. So we'll watch for that. Those are my key levels I'm watching for. But big option day today that really absorbed a lot of the selling pressure. The logo was over my face. Really? Which logo? So let's see. That's really it. I need a sustained move above 1100 tomorrow is very key to me. If we do break above it, I'll watch for the retest and the move up off of that level. If we cannot break that level, then my line in the sand is this this cluster right near this 1072.28 to 1073.14. However, if we did test that level and it remains support, I'm going to be watching where it closes in the 1 hour rotation zone. So any dip down with a close still above the 1 hour rotation zone still gives me the support case, but it is getting weaker if it cannot sustain at least some decent momentum to the upside. We are getting still a fair amount of selling pressure. Shocked to hear me bullish. I'm bullish above 1100 still. Why am I bullish? Longer term, shocked to hear me bullish. We have this double bottom pattern. You know, I'm still fundamentally bearish on the stock, but on the technicals, we've had a nice momentum move up. We had a pause, but still an up close today. It's absorbing the selling pressure. I can't get I can't get bearish until at least we're back below the daily rotation zone again, and especially I can't really get majorly bearish until we're back below 1,000. I got to trade the price action, and the price action is still supporting the bullish case. It did weaken a bit today, but again, it's still supporting the bullish case, and this is a sideways move. You've heard me talk about this before. There are two kinds of corrections, and this, based off this up move, is pretty much just a sideways move, and we have the first cross the rotation zone. Now, all this could change tomorrow. If there's a ton of selling pressure, we break below this 1073 level. I'm shifting more to neutral mode. We break below this 1050 level. I'm getting into minor bearish mode to start watching back to these 1100s. But if we sustain above 1100, then I got to go with the momentum to the upside. Is Tesla doing any kind of pattern? I just said it's pretty much a sideways correction, and we had an inside bar today, which is a consolidation pattern. We had a monster move up, and a lot of times we've seen these pauses on Thursdays. The option volume was not strong off the open. It really kicked in later. So, it absorbed a lot of selling pressure. Bit messy. Well, what is that a W pattern? This, dude, it's just a double bottom pattern to me. It fits it perfectly. Oh, Path logo covers you if YouTube is not maximized. I did not know that. Thanks for pointing that out to me. I mean, you'll only know if it's a bull trap if it goes back down. Yeah, it could trap the bulls, but that's why I have lines in the sand. 1073 is my first line in the sand. We remain above there. I gotta still stick with the bullish case. If you get selling pressure, and we break below there, then I'm more back to neutral. But then the daily bullish case is still above 1050. We're below 1050 on a closing basis. Then I'm going back to minorly bearish, watching for this 1,000, and then we'll reassess going into next week. Is this a possible double top on the daily? Are you referring to these two areas? A double top is a reversal pattern. These are just two tops in its vicinity. Is this a double top? No. Let's see if there's anything. Then you'd have to go down to a 4-hour. See, we don't have this. This is a horizontal pattern. This is not a double top because this other rotation back up here. That's just a horizontal pattern. So no, do not have a double top. And again, I'm not going to sometimes you can get into analysis paralysis with this. Again, 1 day pausing, inside day. Tomorrow's going to be a nice tell to see, again, if we break higher or lower. I'm still going right now with the moderately bullish case. Does it count as a double top because the 11th had a high of 1119 in pre-market? I don't use that pre-market data to do double tops. It's too thin and sloppy, and it does not test out as well. All right, so that's it in a nutshell. If you're a longer term trader, as long as this thing remains above, my thing would be, if you're a longer term trader and you don't have a daily close back below 1050, then you got to stay in bullish mode. A shorter term trader, you can reassess on a move below 1073 and a close below the 1 hour rotation zone. That sums it up. Yeah, Elon can always move a stock. You can move the stock significantly, move the selling too. That's why right now we have a lot of unknowns coming. Mainly selling pressure. We've been absorbing it this week. I can't say we, the stock's been absorbing it this week. And it's had a really bullish case for at least a short-term bottoming. Just because it could even come up here, finish out this double top pattern and then roll over and dive back down to 850. Okay, I just have to play the probabilities. Trading is all about probabilities to me, and right now the probabilities still favor more upside price action. That's all trading is managing the reward with risk and probabilities. And as I said it before, I've got slammed on this before. People don't talk about fundamentals. Fundamentally, I'm still very bearish on this. This stock's not worth where it's trading, but technically, it's still holding up. So what do? I got to trade the pattern. I can't trade. If I traded my bearish fundamental outlook, I'd be in. Might as well flush me down the toilet. Motor trend moving averages favor going higher, even though Elon's selling is attempting to put a lid on upward progress. I was impressed by today's action. I mean, it's absorbing a lot of selling. I think the push up was on the split news. His split down today's Apple Card news. Again, there's always going to be stuff. That's why take a step back. Don't get caught in the minutia and know your key levels. I'm listing out sort of my trading plan. And Chris, we're right. I think we're around 50% roughly. I don't know. It looked like selling came in today again. I really watched on Monday because his plan. I think his plan's going to hit again next Monday. The options. The other thing, Waka Waka said less than half, so I'm right around 50%. The options really again picked up this week. So as long as they don't dry up like last week, again that supports the bullish case. I have no idea. It's Elon. That's where even this news, like Apple, they're coming out with the iCar or whatever, and I have work off all Apple equipment. I have iPhones, I have iPads. I wouldn't call myself an Apple fanboy. I just use their stuff. I could care less though, because it's just noise. It's just noise. Don't get caught in the minutia, and you'll never know. Now, you just learn to watch the price action and come up with your plans and really watch for the selling pressure and momentum. Lots of people talking about potential 12-9 split. Don't know. Don't know. We shall see. Again, that's where don't get caught up in every little movement. That's why again I stress go through your time frames and especially give more weight to the longer time frames. Daily, potential double top, not triggered yet. Confirmed, not triggered. Weekly, we return to the weekly rotation zone and we've rotated up. Just off that pattern, it still supports higher prices. You get a weekly close below this rotation zone area, then I'm watching again for the bigger pullback. 4 hour, first cross rotation zone, supporting prices is drifted sideways. 1 hour, rotating up, supporting higher prices. Can all that change tomorrow? Yes. Until it changes, it might not change. We could be at 1150 tomorrow for all I know. We could close back down at 1050. Has my outlook changed if we close at 1050? Yes, I already outlined that. So that's really all I have to say. Don't try to live moment to moment. Come up with your plan and know where your key levels are. That's why also I talk about, you trade around a core position. You know where your stops are. You trail some. You can take some off at key levels. You can add some back on at key levels. You know where your line of sand is. Like if it closes below this level, I'm out because I'm watching for the bigger pullback. That's all in your trading plan. I'm just trying to help you with what I identify with my key levels. Why do gaps normally fill? What's the reasoning? What's the reasoning? They're voids that just people get trapped, and they're air pockets that tend to gravitate to old backfill price because you don't have things generally go in one direction. you get forwards and backwards, and they generate air pockets because they did not have trading activity in that period. They gap through that period, so you get these voids, and the voids tend to fill. Wavy says, sometimes it's hard for me to not get stuck in the news. I need to work on that. I went through a very long time in my trading career just not looking at news whatsoever, and it really helped. Okay, because, bullish news would be bearish news would be bullish, or at least my interpretation of the news would be this: the market would do something that's different. So again, it doesn't matter. Price action matters. If you just learn to watch a chart and to watch key levels and to watch the action around those key levels, you'll learn far more than trying to scan a news feed figuring out what's going to happen. Do I care what happens out of hours? You mean like after hours in trading? Or with news? What's the... thank you, Sterling. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for that plug. I really appreciate it. That's, and any little thing helps support the channel. I'm doing restreams now. I'm paying for restreaming software to restream. We're going to Pure Exposure Stream. It's on the Facebook page. I'm working out one small issue with ShareVision, then it's going to be there every day, but I'm posting the streams up there. What else? It's going on Twitter. Once Restream, if they open up things, hopefully there'll be something on LinkedIn and Instagram. You're going to be able to find me and this channel in a lot of places long term, and that's what all these little donations help to cover all these little software costs that add up. Pre-market and after hours, I watch it. I watch it with a grain of sand, meaning I will watch to see what's going on at key levels. I will see if price action's weakening or getting firmer, just to gauge where we could potentially open. But I'm not going to adjust all my levels based off it. My levels are derived from the trading hours. Pre-market and post-market, you see too many whipsaws. You see too much going on. You see in some insane overreactions to things that just the next day are wiped out. It completely changes it. If you focus on these pre and post-market things, it can completely change. Don't get caught up. You can use the information, just it does not have as much anywhere near the weight. Okay? Like, let's take a I know Cisco. All right, let's take a look, because Cisco bounced back. So Cisco, where did this go down with pre and post market? I mean, look at these swings. Look at this. I mean, you had earnings, so this is where it's going to be whipping. Look at this. I mean, look at all this price information. Now, what interests me with this is not what all this look. Did this help predict where it was actually going to open in the lows of the day? No. This didn't, even if you're looking here, there's just it was so thin here, it doesn't even give you good levels. So that is not something that what interests me is, again, where we are in the daily, closing back above the 200. So I have a real strong line in the sand. I think I mentioned this when I looked at Cisco, whether it was going to close below or above the 200. It's still above the 200. So I'm going to be watching this key area as a trading point. But if we start taking out the high, I'm going to start watching for some higher price action. Like there's Applied Materials. Let's see what that did. They came out after today. Let's just see what the price action did. Look at that. All right, based off this price action, where's it opening tomorrow? I have no idea. You can roughly say, here's where I look. Support resistance, I have a pivot point right around 151. That's about all this is telling me so far. About all this. This sell off, and then rebounce. All that I'm getting from this is around 151 is somewhat important. So now I'll look again tomorrow morning, but now I have, all right, 151. That's what I got from it. Then I'm going to use that information to go into the trading session tomorrow. Where's one? Let's see, 150. Let me back that daily. So here's that 151 right in the middle of the rotation zone, and right below is 150. So now I have a sort of area. If we start breaking below this 151 and really get momentum below about 150, 150.50, I'm watching for lower price action. If this holds, especially that 151, and we go, then I'm going to start watching for at least a partial gap fill. That's how I can use the information. Let me know if that helps. If that helped anybody answer some pre and post market trading stuff. Do I ever pay attention to MACD to predict the timing of moves? Not really. Again, I already put too much on the charts here. I can strip off even a bunch of this stuff. If you just made me trade with pure price action, fine. You know, I take away the rotation zone even. You can learn to read price action. It's helpful as always. Once you show people rotation zones and other stuff, it helps them see. I found it helps them see things a little clearer. I'm going to look at Xpeng. I look at volume, but that's in price action. That's I consider part of price action because that's where you get volume at prices. All right, so Xpeng again, still longer term winter earnings again, 23rd. At the 18th right now, a nice pullback to the rotation zone. Going to see it starting to bounce up. Going to see if it can get the next push higher. So far, it's stalled out right at the second double target. But probabilities still favor higher price action. This, again, longer term. But does it mean it doesn't have to do anything for a long time? Well, this was a weekly pattern. I'm just going to remind this because this helps keep things in perspective. This was a weekly pattern. Look how many weeks it took to first, it got to first target pretty quickly, but then look how long it took to get to the second target. But this was technically in bullish mode the whole time. Weekly stop was, it got close, right around this 33 level to breaking the pattern, but it stayed in weekly bullish mode. And now it's gone up there. So that's what I'm saying. Don't lose sight of the patterns. Sometimes it's tough, but rely on your longer term price action, but know where your stops are and know when things change. All right, I think I've gone on long enough with my rambling. I sort of put in trading lessons and investing lessons in here just to help people keep the perspective. Do your top-down analysis. Always pay attention. Longer time frames more important. Don't get caught up don't watch every 5-minute bar. Okay? Unless you're trading like this super active day trader. Don't watch every 5-minute bar. You're not adjusting your position that quick. And I'll leave it at that. Have a great night, everyone else. Thanks for again supporting the channel. Thanks, Sterling, for the super chat and the Discord plug, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.